These league meetings in Phoenix. Packers general manager Brian Gutekunst told reporters yesterday that the team was unable to reach Aaron Rodgers multiple times after this past season ended. Take a listen.
I think I was really looking forward to the conversations with Aaron to see how he fit into that. Those never transpired, so there came a time where we kind of had to make some decisions. So we went through his representatives to try to kind of talk to him where we were going with our team, and at that point, they informed us they would like to be traded to the Jets. And our inability to reach him or for him to respond in any way, I think at that point, then we just kind of I had to do my job and kind of reach out and understanding that a trade could be possible.
Well. All right, Shannon. What's your reaction to this latest development?
I'm not surprised. This is what we know, Skip, and I want to follow and see if you agree with me. What we've learned from Aaron Rodgers since this vaccination is that Aaron Rodgers likes to misspeak the truth, and then he'll play the victim. Because what he told Pat McAfee, he said he wished the Packers would have had more direct conversation with him about moving on. They basically started shopping him behind his back.
Yep.
He said there had been no conversation between he and the Packers. Pat McAfee should have followed up. Did the Packers reach out to you? Mm-hmm. You see what Aaron does? He does a great job of not boxing himself in. There had been no communication, but it was because he would not return their calls. Aaron Rodgers just think you're slick, but you can't be slick to a can of oil. That's me, because I'm slicker than slick. Oh, boy, this joker, who he think he's smart? You see, he always thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. He will always do a great job of not boxing himself in. I'm immunized. Mm-hmm. Aaron, immunization, does that mean you're vaccinated? You took the jab, you took the poke? It's wordplay. He didn't say he wasn't vaccinated. He said he's immunized. They leapt to the conclusion, if you're immunized, that means you're vaccinated. No, that's not what that means. And he knew that's not what it meant. He said, well, I was waiting on them to follow up. Pat McAfee never followed up. There had been no communication. Aaron, did they reach out to you? Then he would have had to say yay or nay. Mm-hmm. Brian Gutekunst said, look, after numerous attempts to try to reach out to Aaron with no return, we then reached out to his representative. Then it was informed to us that he wanted to be traded. Mm-hmm. You see how he did that? It's he played the victim. Oh, they were shopping me behind my back. I just wish there was more transparency. That's what I wish for, too. Yep. I wish you would be transparent. And when someone is trying to do something, I can't wait. Because I want to hear him say, did the Packers try to, when he gets to New York, I want him to ask, did the Packers ever try to reach out to you, Aaron, to see what direction that you wanted to go in and give you an indication of the direction that they wanted to go in? Because I want to hear what you have to say, see how he weasel and wiggle his way out of this one. Because I believe Brian Gutekunst. I believe they reached out. And then Aaron, doing in typical Aaron Rodgers fashion, Skip, in any relationship, at some point in time, the other party will get tired of your bull jive. Yep. If they tell you something, then listen. They got tired of Aaron bull jives, him waffling, I don't know, it's going to be short. The old pickup truck out there might not crank tomorrow, but me and my old hound, we going to go for a ride. He do that all the time, Skip. Yep. And the Green Bay Packers were tired of it. They're like, we're not going through. They had been going through it Skip, they had been going through it for 4 years. One day, he was upset. A lot of people wanted me off. They had written me off. They didn't see this. And then when they took Jordan Love, and he was ticked off again. And he was so ticked off that he gladly accepted that 3-year, $150 million deal, didn't he, Skip? But he wasn't that mad. I'm not surprised by anything that Brian Gutekunst said yesterday. And unfortunately, I believe. Fortunately, I believe everything that he said. Every single thing.
Every single thing. So, I started saying back in 2007 on national TV, this guy is a master media manipulator. He is often careless with the truth when it benefits him to be careless with the truth. He sort of ducks and dodges around the truth when it benefits him.
Right.
Which is why I loved every word that came out of Gutekunst's mouth yesterday, because he basically went scorched earth on Aaron Rodgers and put every ball right back in his court by, I don't know how many ways you could call a man a liar without actually using the word liar, but he did.
Yes.
And he said, I don't want to put this on anybody. Yeah, you do. Because you're putting it on him, and then you put him on him, and him, and him, and him, and him.
Right.
And my favorite line from the March 15th appearance of Aaron Rodgers on the, what's it called, McAfee show. I wish that in the beginning of the offseason that there had been the conversation, because I love direct communication. You want to talk about LOL? That's it right there. That's a big LOL.
See, that's what you call misspeaking the truth.
Yeah.
My grandma said, boy, no, that's a lie. That ain't no misspeaking the truth. That's a flat out lie. But you're right, though, Skip. There wasn't any communication because you would return their call or text messages. So theoretically, Skip, he didn't lie. There was no communication.
Okay. Then he says, Aaron Rodgers, on the McAfee show, I came out of the darkness, this darkness retreat, and I saw the light. And I realized, wait a second, they don't want me anymore. No, you never even talked to them. You decided you didn't want them.
Thank you.
Because
Thank you.
Gutekunst said, we were informed by his representatives he wanted to go to the Jets.
Thank you.
Okay, well, again, what do I call Aaron bleeping Rodgers? He is the ultimate blame deflector, finger-pointing blame deflector. Well, this is the all-time blame deflection. Don't look at me. Don't blame me. It's their fault. Yeah. They don't want me. Well, they don't want you now,
right.
but I think they probably did want you in the beginning. They were open.
We could have had a conversation.
Yeah.
This is what we're thinking. Mm-hmm. Tell us what you're thinking. Are you retiring or what? Because, Skip, we never know. It's kind of hard to build a roster when you're starting quarterback. I might retire. I might not retire. I don't know if I got this many months in me or that many years in me. So it got to be redundant for them. And it's like, okay, let's have this conversation sooner rather than later.
Mm. Okay. So the one thing Gutekunst did yesterday was, even though he called out Aaron Rodgers, he also outed himself, because he basically said, we are completely and utterly done. So there's no more negotiating room in there about maybe not.
No, ain't no day.
Okay, it's done.
Yeah.
And the other news of the day at the league meetings, the owners' meetings, was that there was some thawing in the negotiation between Packers and Jets, that now it's starting to look more and more like Gutekunst, and he had acknowledged he's backing off the 13th overall.
Yeah, he will never get that.
He's not going to get it.
Yeah.
The Jets recently acquired a second-round pick. So that should be on the table.
Yeah, you get that. You can get one of them. You ain't getting both.
Okay, but there's speculation. A lot of Florio wrote about it. Several people wrote about it. Yahoo wrote about it. Charles Robinson. That the thought is that the deal on the table is the hard 2 this year, and then a 2 next year, with conditions on it that, depending how Aaron Bleepin plays as a Jet, it could go to a 1. But you're going to have to put some conditions on it that would make it, he's got to make the Pro Bowl or what, I don't know what the condition would be, or they got to win.
No, you got to get, go to Super Bowl championship
whatever,
game.
something like that.
Because I want to make it more, I want to make it difficult.
Okay. That it could go to a 1. That's the kind of deal that needs to get made. And everybody's sort of gut feeling after yesterday back and forth is that it's going to get done in the next 2 or 3 days. Well, it needs to get done for the sake of the league and the schedule and all of the above. Okay, so the other interesting angle, where does this leave the Packers? Because it did catch my eye and ear that Andy Reid was asked about Jordan Love.
Right.
I don't like the question exactly that a reporter asked him, because the question was, what did you think about Jordan Love in that quarter, in that game that he played against you 2 years ago? Well, he didn't just play a quarter, he played the whole game. I think the reporter was confusing what Jordan Love did at Philadelphia, because that was quarter-ish. I don't know exactly how long it was.
You're absolutely right,
At Philly last year, that's when you and I raised our eyebrows, because he went 6 of 9 for 113 with a touchdown and no interceptions.
Right.
The first start came when guess who had COVID after he was immunized, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so Aaron Rodgers is out with COVID, so he got the one start. We're going back 2 years ago at Kansas City in week 9. The final score was only 13-7, so he managed only 7 points. He went 19 of 34 for 190, touchdown and an interception. The QBR was low of 33. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't great. But it was his first start against a really good team
on the road.
On the road at Arrowhead, where you've played many games. Okay, so the point was that Andy Reid couldn't remember Jordan Love, and he really got stuck. We're like, who's that? He said, I'm trying to remember Jordan Love. Well, it's not the greatest sign that the guy now regarded as the best coach, the most creative offensive mind in pro football, can't remember the other quarterback. Well, it's not like he's going to study the other quarterback during the week, because he's going to study the defense.
I mean, and Skip, these guys, they head down so long. That's why when people ask Coach Belichick, well, you know about this? He's like, who? What?
Yeah.
Man, they spending 100 hours of the week breaking down tape and trying to get ready for the game.
Of the other
opponent.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to do what's in the best interest, especially now, Skip. We're studying game tape, looking at college, guys that's coming out of college, and free agents. So the last thing that man thinking about is Jordan Love.
Okay, but usually when you're the head football coach, you just have an awareness of, oh, they're starting the kid against us.
Man.
And you're watching the game and you're thinking,
man,
not bad, not great, whatever you're thinking.
Man, Andy think about lunch. You said, man, them burgers. I think I'm ready for lunch already. He ain't thinking about no Jordan Love, Skip.
All right. So if I'm Jordan Love, I would take that a little personally.
Yeah.
I would be motivated by that. Oh, you don't even know who I am?
Yeah.
I'll show you next year. I still have a pretty good feeling about Jordan Love.
Yes.
For their sake, and maybe because I'm rooting against Aaron Rodgers, I'm hoping that he's going to be pretty to very good.
Yes.
Is he going to be Aaron Rodgers? Well, it's going to be pretty rough to be Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre, right?
Yeah.
But can they get by with him? Can they be pretty good with him? Yes, they can.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to root for them in that regard, which brings me to the Jets. This guy, Aaron Bleepin Rodgers, keeps revealing